Yippee! I'm finally back on the trail. Couple days off and had knee injections done at Asheville. And Nate brought me back to Fontana Dam. And then my friend Subman picked me up at Fontana Dam this morning, brought me back to Rock Gap. There's a 45-mile section that I skipped because after I went home from my last doctor's appointment, and my man Solid kept on hiking, and he got 45 miles in. And then when I got back from my doctor's appointment, I met him at Stecoah Gap, and we went from Stecoah Gap to Fontana Dam, and then Fontana Dam we went through the Smokies and had an absolute blast together. Double Z Road in Gatlinburg. Then we got back on the trail and we ended up at Hot Springs, North Carolina, where me and Solid said our goodbyes. It was really sad. You know, we've formed a really strong bond. A couple of weeks we got to hike together, but he had to get back to his family and tend to his family business. And so now it's just me, and this 45 miles was really bugging me. I wanted to get back as quick as I could to make them up. So that's what I'm doing. Testing out the knee today and the new shots. I'm just gonna do 4 miles, and Subman's gonna pick me up at Winding Stair Gap. Gonna spend the night at Chia and Sunsets. Then they'll bring me up to Winding Stair Gap in the morning, and I'll do the rest of that 45 miles on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then Subman will pick me up and take me back to Hot Springs, where I'll officially be at mile 275, I believe. Then he's gonna follow me up the trail in the RV for a few days because his wife's gonna be out of town. So he's gonna bring his dog and support me for a few days. And then I'll be well on my way to Maine and don't have any unwalked trail miles behind me, which is exciting. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here and I'm gonna do some hiking. Have a great day. I think it's Sunday the 19th, which was my mama's birthday, and she was my hero, and I miss her every day. Climbing from Rock Gap to Winding Stair. Beautiful little side trail here. Assuming that may be Franklin down there somewhere. I don't know. No, probably not. Doesn't look big enough to be Franklin. Trekking along, knees feel good. And this is the stuff you find on trail. Trail magic from Logan's crew. Little ultras. Too early in the day for me to have one, so I'll leave it to somebody that wants one worse than I do. Good morning, February 20th. Just left Winding Stair Gap, headed to, I don't remember what shelter. Either going 11 or 15 or 16 today. Depends how I feel. I'll check in with you later. This is Monday, February 20th. Happy birthday to one of these most special people in my life, my daughter Ella. She turns 19 today. So I'm back on trail after getting double knee injections and taking off, I don't know, 2.5, 3 days. Did 4 miles yesterday just to test it out from Rock Gap to Winding Stair Gap. Stayed at Chica and Sunsets last night. Let me tell you, that is a class act operation. Thank you to Chica and Sunset. Amazing ambassadors to the trail. And just an amazing experience. Small hostel downstairs. You got the whole bottom floor. There's 4 beds. So you're only going to share it with 4 hikers. And man, they take good care of you. Good breakfast in the morning. It's part of your bunk fee or your bed fee. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 bedrooms, 2 beds in each bedroom. So 4 people. So got to know Allison, aka they think they're gonna call her Speedy because she's an exceptional fast hiker. She don't know if that name's gonna stick yet. Then I met Hoover, and then I met his partner. I just drew a blank. Nice guys. They're out here hiking together, and they're having a blast. And I'll check back with you and tell you his name. I'm embarrassed I can't remember it right now. But anyway, the 4 of us and were there last night and had an absolutely amazing time. And I'm making up this 45 miles from Rock Gap to Winding Stair Gap. Then I jump back up to Hot Springs, mile 275, and that's where I'm at on the trail. So I'm excited to get this 45 miles behind me and then start heading back to Maine. Subman and Suds have been amazing as always, and I am thankful to know them. So we got a real nice day today. Been climbing for a couple miles, got a couple more miles to climb. Gonna go probably 16 today. We'll see how my knees feel. So far so good, no pains at all. So those injections are doing what they're supposed to do. So anyway, I'll check back in later. The other hiker is Deep Stuff. That's Deep Stuff and Hoover and Speedy. They are Deep Stuff and Hoover are hiking together. So as soon as I quit recording that other video, I remembered his name. So anyway, it is a beautiful day, February 20th, very special day. It's my daughter's birthday. So I called her yesterday and wished her a happy birthday just in case I don't have cell service today. But she's a fine young lady and I'm proud to call her my daughter. Take care. Here I am on Way of Bald, and I ran into an old friend, Long Story. We stayed with him in the Smokies. Solid to be glad to see that. But I'm telling you, up here on Way of Bald, it is absolutely beautiful. It's getting ready to start raining, but we've had a beautiful day so far. But man, absolutely beautiful. About 10 miles into a 16-mile day. Ran into Chase. He has done the Florida Trail. Jumped up here to do the Appalachian Trail. And then he's gonna go do the Pacific Crest Trail. And if he's still got energy, he may do some of the CDT, so he's crazy. So we've been following each other for a couple months, so it was awesome to cross paths with him up here. So absolutely beautiful. Gonna be rainy off and on the rest of the day. The trail never ceases to amaze me. Sitting here having lunch, this older gentleman came and talked to me and was telling me about his grandson hiking the Pinote Trail. He went and sat back down with his wife, and about 5 minutes later, my waitress came over and said, "Your meal was taken care of." So this kind of stuff makes you emotional, you know? There's good people in this world. Good morning. Tuesday, February 21st, 6 a.m. I'm on the trail. Stayed at Cold Spring Shelter last night with the mayor and One Gear and his partner and Speedy. Also Allison, she's not sure that they slept in a tent and hammock, and me and the mayor and One Gear stayed in the shelter. Had a really good night's sleep. Rained all night. Real foggy this morning. Kind of hard to see 5 feet in front of you, so hopefully the trail's worn down good enough we stay on trail. And going to the NOC, about 11 miles today, so shouldn't be too bad of a hike. And we'll have good food and a couple beers. And then I got to go from the NOC to Stecoah Gap. That makes up the 45 miles that I had skipped ahead to go through the Smokies with Solid all the way to Hot Springs, North Carolina. And the fog's lifting, that's good. Don't think you can see it. So then I'll officially, once I get to Stecoah Gap, I'll officially be at mile 275 at Hot Springs. My friend Subman's gonna pick me up at Stecoah Gap and take me back to Laughing Heart in Hot Springs. And I'll continue my trek north. It's good to run into the mayor again. I've seen him 3 times out here. We had a beer in Gatlinburg. Then he went to the north entrance of the Smokies. We went to the south entrance, and then we met in the middle there, and then we met again last night at Cold Spring Shelter. Had some laughs and spent a little time together. It was really nice. He'll be in single digits in the next day or so to finish his southbound hike. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here and start hiking. Have a good day. Sun's trying to come up. Still real foggy over there. Walked the first almost 2 miles and pretty dense fog this morning. Couldn't see 2 or 3 feet in front of you probably. So it's always nice when the headlamp can be turned off and fog lifts up and you can sort of see the trail. So early morning start, and I love early morning starts. So got up at 4:30. No matter how hard you try in the morning, by the time you have your coffee and breakfast and hit the privy and pack everything back up, because you basically got to unload your pack when you get there to get your sleeping bag out and everything. So then you load it back up in the morning. It's pretty much an hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes from the time you wake up to the time you get on trail. And that was pretty accurate this morning. I think I got on the trail a little after 6. And already got 2 miles in before the sun's up. So feeling good. Knees feel good. I think I'm going 11 miles today into the NOC. May go further because I'll be there by noon. Big climb out of the NOC. So I'm not sure I want to do that this afternoon or first thing in the morning. So I'll make that decision when I get there. So here we are, trekking along. Tuesday, February the 21st. Almost 4 miles in by 8 o'clock. That's the day you like. I think there's too much glare. 3.92. I think it's right at 8 o'clock. So started in the dark, makes it worth it. You start getting views like this early in the morning. So foggy you couldn't see this morning. Now most of the fog is lifted, has lifted. That's where I'm headed, up to that platform up there. Got a pretty steep climb to get up there, but I'm close, maybe 0.1 or 0.2. That way, about a mile, pretty steep climb. Nothing too major, especially by this time in your hike. Up on top of Westerwald. What a freaking view, man. You've got a platform up here you climb up to. It's absolutely freaking amazing. Met some guys camping up here. Dr. Pop-Tart right there, man. He's a cool dude. I love that freaking name. Oh man, just a 360 view up here. You can't see the depth of it, but man, it's just freaking absolutely beautiful. Head to the NOC, may go a little further. Today just depends how I feel when I get there. We made the NOC by noon. It started so early today. So anyway, this is the platform. It's just pretty cool. Man, if it was a clear night, you could camp, cowboy camp up here. Dr. Pop-Tart and them. Pop-Tart, they were gonna sleep up here, but it rained, so they slept down below. But man, it's just cool to meet cool people out here and just like-minded people, just having a blast, living their life. Man, this is almost as beautiful as Klingman's Dome. All right, I'm gonna climb down the tower and head to the NOC. Gotta go down a lot of stairs. I'm trying to hike today, but I keep getting interrupted by all this nature. It's like for the last mile and a half since I left the platform up there, the tower, I've had these views on my right hand side, and it's just hard to hike when you looking at nature, stop and take pictures and videos. So thought I'd share a little bit, but it's beautiful out here. There's some more of that nature on the left-hand side this time. Man, what a beautiful day. Getting ready to start a 4 or 5 mile descent down into the NOC. I hear it's pretty steep and nasty. Well, getting ready to find out. Sometimes the downhills are worse than the uphills. But man, when you get up on top and you got views like that, and you look over here through the little trees and see it on that side. That's the beauty of hiking in the winter, and all the leaves are off the trees. Man, we've had some beautiful weather this winter. I think I've only camped once when it was 25. That's a little chilly getting up, but once you start hiking, you warm up really quick. Now this is interesting. I've taken a side trail and got down here. The next step off is 700 feet down there. Got a sock. Anyway, then I turned the corner and I'm thinking, hey, I'm still on the trail, but I got to figure out how to get down this little rock scramble. That is pretty cool. Came from up there, going that way, but that was kind of cool. I was talking to my buddy just Jim on the phone, and I walked down here and said, oh, I lost the trail, but I didn't. Glad I was paying attention so I didn't just keep walking off the edge of that. But man, you just can't get tired of this stuff. You may get tired of my videos, but if you were out here, you couldn't get tired of this nature stuff, I promise you. All right, well, I'm gonna figure out how I'm going down this little rock scramble right here. Maybe I'll be real brave because I kind of see the steps now and show you as I go down. If I don't fall flat on my face. If I do, I'll be recording. So anyway, I'm on a 4 or 5 mile downhill into the NOC, and I think I'm gonna have a lot of that. That's what I just climbed down. The white blaze is if you're headed southbound, like my buddy, the mayor. I stayed with him at the shelter last night. I've seen him 2 or 3 times out here. Got to have a beer with him in Gatlinburg. Then he went to the other side of the Smokies, and we went through heading northbound. He came through the Smokies southbound, so we got to see him in the Smokies. And then when I came back to make up this 45 miles, he hiked in from the NOC to the shelter I stayed at last night. And we got to hang out last night. And when he finishes today, I think he'll be right at 100 miles. Yeah, this looks interesting. My buddy Jim said it was interesting going down into the NOC, so here we go. Well, here I am. I think I've got to sit on my butt here. Maybe. And step down there. Oh yeah, that was quite a drop off of that rock. All right, I really better get both poles on the ground and start hiking so I don't fall down. But I wanted to show you some of the craziness. I gotta go down that too. I just came down that little rock scramble. It's not a mountain, but man, that's pretty down through there. That's really steep, and you can just see forever down through there. I wish there would be a non-aggressive bear show up out there and let me take a picture of him, but hadn't seen any bears. Only seen one deer, 2 deer. Saw the white tail of one, didn't see the deer, and then saw another deer that was almost black. And no, it wasn't a bear. It was a really dark-skinned deer. Other than that, not much wildlife so far. I'm sure it will come as it warms up. But I just stripped down to a t-shirt, hiking in my t-shirt for the first time. It's supposed to be almost 60 today, so Not bad for the middle of February. Coming out of the woods into the NOC. Maybe a 1/10 of a mile left to go, but that's always beautiful when you walk out of the woods and you know there's food right there. I'm going for lunch. A little closer to the NOC, I can smell it. I can smell the lunch. Now I just gotta find out where it's at. About 11.5 miles into today. This was gonna be my end spot, but I think I'm gonna climb that mountain about 5 miles up to make my day shorter tomorrow into Stecoah Gap. But I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna have some lunch and get off my feet for a little bit and see how I feel. But it's still early, it's noon. I was hiking at 6 a.m. Got up at 4:30, got everything put together. And I was hiking in the fog in the dark. So here we go. Appalachian Foot Trail, Georgia to Maine. Welcome, hikers. This is the NOC, known more for their whitewater rafting, but they are very, very hiker friendly. So I'm gonna hang out here for a little while and see what it's all about. How cool is this at the NOC whitewater rafting course? That is amazing. I'm going right there and gonna have some lunch and decide whether I'm going 5 more miles or gonna get a room here tonight. This is awful tempting to stay here. This is beautiful. I'm at the NOC. My view for lunch, not too bad.
Here we go, dear. You're most welcome.
Way down there is where I was 5 miles ago. Man, you talking about a climb coming up out of the NOC. How to get your attention. It's doable. And when you get up here towards the top, I think I'm still climbing, but this makes it worth it. A couple miles to the shelter, I'll be ready. 6 or 7 miles into Stecoah Gap tomorrow. Then I'm back to Hot Springs, North Carolina, mile 275. I will have made up my 45-mile section that I skipped ahead to go through the Smokies with my main man solid. No regrets there. I went home for a doctor's appointment. He kept walking. He got up the trail 45 miles, so I skipped ahead there and had to come back and make these 45 miles up. So I'll be glad when that's over with tomorrow and I'm back on track at mile 275 at Hot Springs, North Carolina. February 22nd, just left Sassafrash shelter. Really nice shelter, double-decker. There were 4 of us there. Plenty of room. And had a big day yesterday. Did 19 from Cold Spring Shelter down into the Knock, which was a trip. The descent was about 5 miles and a little technical, not too bad. Then I climbed the 6 miles out to Sassafrash Shelter. And that climb was a bear. Could have been at just the end of a 19-mile day, but it was a lot up in that climb. So Just under 7 miles today to Stecoah Gap. And then I will have made up the 45 miles that I skipped ahead to go through the Smokies and a little bit after to Hot Springs with Solid. So when I end today, I will officially be at the 275 mark at Hot Springs. So really relieved to get this 45 behind me. It's always had an asterisk when people ask me how far I'd gone. 275, but I got to go make up from Rock Gap to Stecoah Gap. So big day yesterday, 19, 16 the day before that, 4 the day before that. My knees feel great. 6.8 today. Life is good. Well, it's windy, so I'm going to talk loud here on top of Cheabald. 1 mile climb this morning from Sassafras Shelter. I stayed at Sassafras Shelter at 6. Sort of suck. The clouds are just beautiful. You can see for miles up here. It's windy, as you can probably tell. Holding on to my hat. There it almost went. The clouds moving. I was gonna come up here and camp last night, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because it's just kind of night. You can see the sun trying to shine on that mountain over there. We are on Cheabald. About 6 more miles to go today, so short day. And I think this was the hardest part. Was this? Reach down here and grab my trekking poles. They always fall. There's the sun coming in. You can see my shadow. Here's a survey marker, which is cool. You see those ever so often. And this is Cheabald. Wishing you a happy, healthy day. Still on Cheabald. Looks like a rain cloud trying to blow in here, and the sun's right behind it. So, chance of rain today, but hopefully this all burns itself off. Man, is that beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I came from there. Got this view all off to the left. And I'm going there. So I came from Sassafras Gap this morning. 5.1 that way. And I'm headed to Stecoah Gap. 1.6 that way. Yippee. Cool newer sign here. Beautiful views out there. Most importantly, I'm looking forward to meeting Subman in the RV, and we're going to head back to Hot Springs, and I'll officially be at mile 275. We'll get some good town food. Gonna zero tomorrow at Laughing Heart Hostel. Spray all my clothes, my tent, my gear with, I think it's called pyrethrin for ticks. It's supposed to last up to 3 months. Kills the ticks. There's already a case of what's the tick disease? I'm just drawing a blank, but anyway, there's a case out here, and Bartman has it, and he's already on antibiotics for it, so the ticks are coming out. So I don't want that. So I guess I'm getting old. I know what the name of it is, but I'll think of it later. Told you it'd come to me. Lyme's disease. Sometimes the older you get, it's in your head, you just can't get it out of your mouth. So. Anyway, Bartman already has Lyme's disease about a week ago, so that means the ticks are coming out. Spring is getting close. I was hoping not to have to worry about that until sometime in March, but I'm gonna have to start paying attention because I do not want Lyme's disease. And there's a lot of people who catch Lyme's disease out here on the Appalachian Trail every single year. So if you catch it soon enough, they can get you on an antibiotic, and it doesn't really have any lasting effect. Bartman caught his really early, got on antibiotics, and just kept hiking. So him and .7 are leading the pack. They're way out there somewhere. Started January 1st. Good people.
I'm in a sweet spot, I'm feeling good. The sun is shining, I knew it would. The world's a playground, I'm in the clouds. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out, I'm gonna light it up, yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Check it out, I'm gonna light it up, yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Just check it out, I'm gonna light it up, yeah, I'm gonna light it up. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out. I'm on the big stage, I got my crew. I'll get you moving, it's what I do. The party's starting, it's going down. Let me show you what it's all about.